Okay, so remember that they are changing my voice. I'm not gay. They're trying to make it so I sound gayish or something. So here in part 11, we're going to talk about prostitution and the porn industry and what have you. And the word that is quote unquote sluts. So people say don't slut shame. Are they right? No. Now bear with me. Whatever happened to people saying over my dead body? And you'd have to kill me first. Why wouldn't females say that instead? Why would they encourage people to be whores? And to being a whore, it usually requires a female leaving her house and going out, to look for Johns, right? And to walk the strip and what have you. Why don't they simply get a job at Walmart or McDonald's? They're not paying $20 an hour. Why be a prostitute instead of making $20 an hour at McDonald's? That's retarded. A lot of times they're drug addicts that don't want to clean up their act. So you're going to say, don't drug addicts shame as well? Now, I'm coming up, don't drug addicts shame as well? I'm coming up on a video that I'm going to make in part of this series about how the government is to blame, when it comes to major things, right? They're mostly to blame, the government and the governing class. But first, let's get this video done with so people understand that prostitutes, more often than not, are to blame. If you're being sex trafficked, and you're in public, why don't you run away? Why do you prefer safety to your honor? Why won't you risk being hurt for your dignity and your self-respect and your honor? So it's not as simple as females are sex trafficked. Now, sometimes for individual porn videos, they were held hostage or something. That's a different story. But if you continue to be a slut instead of catching your mistake, when countless females have come out and said, hey, that they regret being whores. Okay, that should be the picture on the screen, right? Some female said that she regrets being a slut, and many porn stars say they regret being a porn star. But yet there's people saying don't slut shame because they want people to conform. When the Vice President Kamala Harris, who I agree with about some things, said that she thinks prostitution should be legal, I disagree with her. She's way off. That's part of their plan to try to normalize prostitution, because they're whoring women. Instead of women taking a stand and saying they won't be, cum rags for scoundrels, they decided to just service them in the corporations, service them in the streets, service them in Las Vegas, service them in gangs, service them in sex cults and sororities and social organizations. That's not respectable. You should shame anybody, individual, group, who does the wrong thing, which includes their parents and the guys in the society that won't man up and insist that guys stop acting like some kind of horned dog devil, some kind of horny devil worm. Pretty straightforward. So even the word slut is the word lust scrambled. And part of the reason why so many people get raped is because people live an erotic desire, lust life. That's why, Eros, who's a pagan deity of the rape cult system of the Greco-Roman, groupings, Greco-Roman mythology. Eros, his name scrambled as rose. It's where we get the word erotic desire from Eros, erotic. And Aphrodite and Hermes. Hermes and Aphrodite together, where we get the word hermaphrodite. Pretty straightforward. It's very windy out here, and I'm still being fumed a little bit. They're doing something to kind of make it harder for me to speak. So I'm going to have to wrap this up soon. I've gone over time anyway. But it should be clear to you at this point that not everyone agrees on what making love is. Some people are French, and they have their conception. Italians have their conception. People have different shapes and sizes. I'm the only one who propounds the Royal African Falcon martial art order, which comes with morally precise making love. No one else does. And that has a stark contrast. There's a huge difference between making love as the top martial arts ever and having sex with a slut or living a life that's shallow, which only allows for lust. It doesn't allow for the depth that is needed for making love. God is love, and a slut is anti-God. And the society that takes a silly stance on it, right, left, and middle alike, is also contributing to the Antichrist spirit. And I can go on, but I'm going to leave it there.